Currently, the only real option to get income from your Berkshire investment is to sell a share or two of the stock. Is there a point in the future where Berkshire shareholders may expect a dividend payment, or what conditions would be needed for Berkshire to consider paying a dividend?
Yeah, we will pay dividend. And matter of fact, there may be an argument that when we pay dividends, we should pay out almost 100%, because it does mean that we lost the ability to find ways to invest a dollar in a manner that creates more than a dollar of present value for the shareholders. But let's assume you had a savings account, and the savings account paid 5%, and you had your choice of taking $50 a year out or letting the $50 stay in, and somebody would pay you 120% of that savings account anytime you wanted to sell a piece of it. Now, would you want to take the $5 out, or would you rather let it accumulate and have the ability to sell it 120 cents on the dollar, that account? Every dollar that's been reinvested in Berkshire has created more than a dollar of market value. So it's much more intelligent, if you control the dividend policy of Berkshire, it's much more intelligent for people to leave the dollar in, have it valued at $1.20 or $1.30 or whatever it may be valued, and then sell off a little piece if they want the income or if they want to receive some cash. And the logic of it, I think, is unquestionable.
All right, guys, let's go deeper. Let's put some of Buffett's numbers up on the screen here so we can really see what's going on. So he used $50 and $5, but we'll just simplify here. So we'll assume that we have a savings account with $1,000 in it, and just for simplicity, we're going to say that each dollar of this account is a share. Okay, and so that's the underlying business. That's analogous to Berkshire Hathaway, the company. What Buffett is saying is that the market is valuing Berkshire at, in this example, 120% of book value. So in our case, the underlying capital of $1,000 is valued at $1,200, 120% of $1,000. Now, this business, we're just going to assume earns 5% or $50 on that underlying capital. Okay, simple enough. So the first scenario is to pay out all of those earnings as a dividend. So the year goes by, you're going to earn $50. You're going to pay out that dividend, that $50. At the end of the year, you're still going to have that same account, assuming it's still worth 120% of book. You're going to have $1,250. Okay. Let's move on to the sell-off strategy that Buffett's discussing here. You're going to have the original account value of $1,200. Then you're going to retain that $50 that you would have paid out. And because you're retaining it, the market is valuing it at 120 cents on the dollar. So that $50 of retained earnings becomes $60 of market value. So your pre-distribution total value that you have is $1,260, which is higher than the dividend scenario. Now, here's where it gets tricky for most people, because in order to receive $50 in cash, under this scenario, you would have to sell off 41 or 42, I rounded up to 42, shares of this business. So you would sell 42 shares. That would give you $50.40. Your remaining 958 shares would be worth about $1,210. So you'd still have $1,260 worth of value. $50 of cash, just to simplify, $50 in cash in your hand, and then the remaining account that's worth $1,210. It's counterintuitive. It doesn't feel right to sell off shares, but it's a very logical way of operating. And the added benefit is that it does not impose one dividend strategy on the entire corporate ownership. The other consideration here, just a minor note, usually long-term capital gains have an added tax advantage compared to dividends. And if I was someone who wanted to keep my investment in Berkshire Hathaway, I would have to pay tax and then buy back in at that 120% market value. So it's very inefficient. So hopefully this illustrates the logic and simplicity of this sell-off strategy. And we'll let Buffett and Munger discuss the rest of this video here, which touches on some interesting things in terms of what Berkshire can actually do with its capital.
Execution of it is a problem. I mean, the question of whether we can keep investing dollars to create more than $1 of present market value, there's an end to that at some point. But so far, people, by leaving $160 billion at the end of the third quarter in the business, have $200 billion that they can cash out for it anytime they wish. So there will come a time, and who knows how soon, because the numbers are getting big. There will come a time when we do not think we can lay out 15 or 20 billion a year and get something that's immediately worth more than that for our shareholders. And like I say, when the time comes where $1 is only buying us 90 cents of value, we'll quit spending the dollar. We'll give it to the shareholders. But I predict that the day that Berkshire declares a dividend, the stock will go down. I mean, it will, and it should go down, because it's an admission, essentially, that a compounding machine has lost its ability to continue on that course. Charlie?
Well, and there's nothing wrong with selling a little Berkshire stock to buy jewelry if you do it in the right place.
I would like to announce that my niece Cynthia visited Borsheim's yesterday around 3 o'clock, and she was there with her boyfriend, and he proposed, and they bought a ring. And congratulations. Her mother did the same thing a few years ago, and these things can become family traditions. So go out there, and who knows what will happen. Okay, number 5.